जय श्री माताजी. आपण सर्व श्री माताजींना नतमस्तक करून बंधन घेऊया. तीन महामंत्र आणि श्री गणेश मंत्र. संतुलनाकरिता आपला उजवा हात भूतत्वावर ठेवायचा, डावा हात श्री माताजींच्या समोर. श्री माताजी, कृपा करून आमची इडा नाडी शुद्ध व जागृत करा. आपला उजवा हात श्री माताजींच्या समोर, डावा हात आकाश तत्वाकडे. श्री माताजी, कृपा करून आमच्या पिंगला नाडीवर श्री महासरस्वतीचे गुण स्थापित करा. डावा हात श्री माताजींच्या समोर. आपलं चित्त मध्य मूलाधारावर ठेवायचं. श्री माताजी, कृपा करून आमच्यामध्ये श्री गौरी गणेशाचे गुण स्थापित करा. आपलं संपूर्ण चित्त सहस्रारवर ठेवायचं. श्रीमाताजी, कृपा करून आम्हाला निर्विचारिता प्रदान करा. याच ध्यानाच्या स्थितीमध्ये आपण श्री माताजींची अमृतवाणी ऐकूया. त्यानंतर आपण ध्यानातच राहूया.
There are so many things that could be understood very easily through the life style of Sri Ganesha. The first and foremost thing for him is to obey his mother. Never to say no, no question, and also not to ask why. He will go and fight with all the gods and goddesses and everyone. And that's what Christ has said. Anything against me I have tolerated, but nothing against the Holy Ghost. There should be no question. There should be no explanation. Sometimes even my patience goes out. The way they do not want to accept what I am telling them. At the end, of course, they all come around, no doubt, at the end. But you waste so much time convincing them. What is the reason? They have no wisdom to know what their mother is. Like you know the story of Sri Ganesha, that his mother said, the one who goes round the Mother Earth, I will give you a present. So, Ganesha again accepts a little mouse as a transport. Imagine. Nowadays, people can't believe it, that Sri Ganesha, so powerful, should accept just a mouse for his transport, because he's so humble. He doesn't have to show off his Lincoln or Mercedes to anyone. He's very comfortable with his mouse. Now what does he do? He thinks that he understands in no time that his mother is much greater than the Mother Earth. So why should I go around the Mother Earth? His brother is going around on a peacock. He just goes round his mother. He gets the present. It's such a simple thing to understand, because he is the wisest person. The wisest person knows what is what. He knows who is who. He knows what are the qualities of these persons. He is not impressed by superficial things. No. If somebody is well dressed, then people get very much impressed by them. And they turn out to be bank robbers, walking with umbrellas and lined suits, as if some big executives are coming, and they decamp with all the loot. So for a wise person, the superficial behavior doesn't appeal, not bother. It is a kind of a very penetrating intelligence, just like a computer, you know. In a second you know that what is this gentleman. Oh, he may come with a great CSO, and he might come and praise you and do this and do that. And you know the person very well. If somebody is unduly very friendly, very kind, very nice, not necessarily that he is really appreciating you, but he is looking at your purse maybe, maybe something else. But not only on this level, it is even on a spiritual level we have to understand how people try to put you down spiritually. What they try, what tricks they try on you. It could be your husband, your wife, your children, your relations, your friends, anybody, any surgery. But in the case of Sri Ganesha, it's the other way round. They say that if you put one apple, bad apple, all the apples get spoiled. But if you put Sri Ganesha among all the bad apples, they'll get all right. Because he is the life-giving force. This is one of the greatest qualities, that he knows that he is the source of life, and he gives life, he gives Chaitanya. He doesn't think that now supposing I give Chaitanya, give life to this person, my ego will come up. Very common problem. Mother, I don't want to do it because my ego will come up. Everybody is psychoanalyzing themselves. Because this will happen. Baba, you are all realized souls now. You are all saints. The false people are talking so big, and you, the people who have got something, are still thinking, my ego will come up, this will happen. No, no, you have the powers. But as you keep it under a measure, as Christ has said, the light will go out. You have to give it to others. You have to open it out. And that is how you will judge your state. What is my state? Let's see. Where am I? That confidence, take it from me, should be with you. All of you have to work out this way. When Mother my Muladhara has got up, how dare anybody catch Muladhara? That's the anger of Sri Ganesha. How dare? How can anybody do that? What's missing is complete faith in yourself and faith in your mother. In Russia recently, in Prague, there was a lady who was brought on the stage. Very old lady, she couldn't walk. I mean, they just carried her. And she came and sat before me on a chair. She said, I know I'll be cured. I'm in your presence. I know I will be cured. I said, then get up. She got up. Those who were with me in Prague, you can ask them. She came down and she started running. And everybody laughed. But her faith, she was not a Sahajogini as such, but she was sure she knew me. And she just started running like that and everybody started looking at her. Same thing happened in Russia for many people. Very serious diseases. So that one thing is for sure, either you don't know that you are realized souls or else you don't know me, one of the two things. Why was he so obedient to his mother? Why was he? Because that was the wisest thing to do. The one who knows everything is better to be guided by that person. And many a times I have seen people try to do things without telling me, important things. They fall into traps. Then they come back to me. I tell them the solution, it works. It's not necessary that you should tell me everything. But when you are in a fix, you can always just go into yourself and ask yourself, what would mother do? You will get the answer. You are at quite a higher state, but still, even if you are on a tree and you are still thinking you are falling down, you are nowhere. Steady yourself. That's what is, we say the adhisthana of Sri Ganesha, is the steadiness. Steadiness in your achievements of such. Believing in yourself that you have entered into the new world, into the new atmosphere. To work it out, Sri Ganesha is just waiting. But he is not meant for people who have no courage. Such a courageous man who could go and fight with all the devas. Because he knew the Shakti was within. Today is such a joyous day for me because we have children and we are dealing with children. Most of them are born realized. They are of a very special category. I have told you many a times. But we spoil them. because we were not born realized. So we don't know how to handle these special children, we spoil them. Not only we spoil them, but we interfere with the school, we interfere with this, as if we are the wisest parents ever given. Because we are Sahajogis, we have to be much more sensible than other parents. How can you interfere with any school anywhere? But in Sahaja you will. It is because there is no wisdom and no understanding what is good and benevolent for your child. If you love your child, then you must think of its benevolent. You must learn from the experience what happens to children if they are left like that. You cannot spoil your child. You cannot. Because it's a special category of children there. They are not children who can become vagabonds. They cannot become thieves. So you'll make them something funny. They are neither here nor there. They are born realized and they have to be channelized properly to achieve their complete manifestation of their spirit. So the possessiveness and the stupid attachments to children must be given up. There is no force on you. If you want to destroy a child, you can destroy. But in an advice, if you are Ganeshas, you would have understood it. I don't have to explain so much. What is good for your child? Because we have to have beautiful children. They are born beautiful children, I tell you. If they are spoiled, it is because of you. You have spoiled them. You have ruined them. You are responsible. I know of so many children. They are very, very sweet. I have conference with them also. And I find them much more congenial. I have much better rapport with them than I can have with you. They never argue. Never. They never say no. And they have very good information about all of you. So it is such a nice thing that today we should desire that our children should very soon become the images of Sri Ganesha, his Ganas, who have to work out so much. It's a tremendous task. Sahaja is the greatest achievement of spiritual evolution. We all have to dedicate ourselves. You don't have to sacrifice anything as the saints have sacrificed. Nothing. You don't have to suffer anything. Only thing, you have to have wisdom. For that, I am very happy that today we are worshipping Sri Ganesha. So the pure desire should be that Sri Ganesha, please give us divine wisdom. That's all. It contains everything in it. May God bless you.
Suddenly it was all arranged by them and the whole thing was so full. And you also had not come, so I thought I better have the program with them. So this is the condition in this country, that now wherever I go, you can easily get 5,000 to 6,000 people and one can give them nothing. I have to request you people also to expedite something in your own country. First of all, you people have to get well. That's very important. That is one thing we must realize, that we have come here to get out of our conditionings. You have so many conditionings, first of all about comfort, that you have to be comfortable, you have to be this. I mean, we don't want to do anything that will give us trouble to our body. That's not a good thing. Try to put this body to some trouble at least. Moreover, this idea of having comfort is so much of a condition within us, so much of a condition, that in this country there are so many people who live without a bathroom. They go to the river, they have their baths there, they go to the jungles, and that's how they live. They are human beings of very good quality, you can see. While the comfort has ruined you quite a lot, you must understand. Comfort, all these things these are terrible conditionings. Must get out of your mind. You must try to be little uncomfortable. Try to teach your body to be little uncomfortable. This is tapaha. This is the one where you have to have penance. And penance is just to get out of your conditioning, which is very deeply seated there. We speak of Shree Ganesha, we worship him, we want to awaken him. But do you know, he has no conditioning of any kind. Is it serious? He is everywhere. We have to be something like him. We want to awaken him, but what about us? So all these things are now, this especially I have told you that Maharashtra tour is going to be very Spartan, going to be difficult. But you all should come because this is the way the conditioning drops down. But I find that suddenly see people accumulate that ego in their heads and think, oh, we should have had this, we should have that. But here you have to be really Spartan. I could have had this in a forest where all lions were there and tigers and the snakes were crawling around. That would have been a better idea. We might have, you don't know. So try to get out of your conditioning. It's very important. Very conditioned. You are very conditioned people. And this conditioning only we reduce when we take some drugs or things like that. Otherwise, in normal way, we are very conditioned people. We have to understand that this conditioning has to go. As far as I am concerned, as you know, I have all the comforts of life. But I have no conditioning of any kind. And that's the sign of a saint. Not to have any conditioning, any nonsensical idea, especially you see people who have developed these nonsensical ideas too much in their heads. They can't get up. So try to be people who are without any conditioning. That brings out your better quality. You have been to Sajjangarh, now you have seen. And tomorrow is the new year, it's a very big day tomorrow. So we have to make some promises to ourselves. That on Sajjangarh, such a great saint lived, who just wore one dress on his body. You went to see him. You went to see his vibrations. Now, how much are you going to have out of his life in yourself? That is the point. And God knows where he lived. Nobody knew how he lived. He used to sleep on stones and he used to have his bath in every place wherever he went, or in a river or any place. He never cooked his food. He used to beg once in the daytime. Such a great saint used to go and beg. If I ask you to go and beg, you will feel that I am insulting. So he used to go and beg while the whole of wealth of Shivaji was at his lotus feet. But he used to beg. And he used to beg once, eat that much, whatever he got from whatever house, that he would eat, and then he would not eat at all. So that kind of a thing we have to have. This conditioning has to be reduced as much as possible. I was happy the way you sang the song yesterday, you played Love for Me. And if your love for me increases like this, you will be surprised, your conditioning will drop. That's the only thing Sri Ganesha has. And that's how he has become like this. And in the same way, if that love is there, the love will teach you how to get out of conditionings which are giving you idea of the comfort, and also you feel that I like it, I love it. What is that I? Is nothing but this conditioned mind. So try to get over your conditioning. It's very important. And this is the best way to get out of your conditioning, is to make your body little bit suffer. Little bit, I don't say you crucify yourself. Did I? I don't want. All the comfort is there, everything is there for you. Food they are organizing, everything is fine. But try to enjoy it by deconditioning yourself. That's very important. That you have ego is no problem, but ego, apart from ego, there is conditioning of the ego. Terrible conditioning your mind, actually. It's so much that now you can see how these people, in a simple way, they live. How simple they are. In such a simple manner they live. They have very few clothes, they're clean people, how they take their bath early in the morning, just I never even called them, nothing, they did not even know, but I don't know how they came early in the morning, they were all sitting here and were waiting for me to come down. So you have to see their life, and see how they live without any conditioning. Now, how simple they are. The quality of being is poor in the West, as you can see, because we have loaded ourselves with this conditioning. If you can really lighten yourself, little bit lighten yourself with this conditioning and self-apportioning things, you see that this is I, this is I, this is I, then only it will drop out. You see, with the minimum of minimum one can live, but with the maximum of course blessings should be there. So that is how you have to try to change your conditioned minds. When you are traveling, I want you to do that you see yourself, how it is working, how your mind is trying to tell you, what discussions it is taking into, what suggestions it is giving you, what ideas it is giving. It's all outdated. So throw them away. We have to be modern, and the modern is to get all our conditions out of our mind. Alright? So this is how it is, one of the ways that we is through the Puja. आता शेवटला परत हात जोडून विनंती आहे की आपण जाऊ. कारण या लोकांना मी काय बोलते ते आपण ऐकलेलं मग त्यांना लावल्यासारखं होईल की नाही, थोडंसं लक्षात घ्या. त्यांना बोलायला हीच जागा आता कुठे बोलायला मिळत नाही. त्यांना काहीतरी मी सांगते तर कृपा करून आपण जात तुमच्या समोरच ते बोलायचं म्हणजे त्यांना बरं नाही दिसत. तेव्हा कृपा करा, आता काय करता मला समजत नाही. दोन शब्द या लोकांना सांगायचे तर त्याला सुद्धा खाजगी दिसते. तुमची एवढी चुकी तोंड भरून करते आणि ते बघतात की तुम्ही इकडून तिकडून इकडे फिरून आले. त्याची काय गरज आहे मला समजतच नाही. काय असं करायचं, त्या लोकांना तरी काय दिसलं पाहिजे ना, आपण मानाची लोक आहोत की नाही. असं कशाला प्रभू तुम्हाला माझ्याबद्दल फार वाटतं मी नाही म्हणत, पण त्यांना हे समजणार नाही. त्यांना असं वाटेल की उदामुलीचे उभे आहेत आणि आम्हाला आई बोलते तर तेच ऐकून राहिले. आता शहाणपणा करा, थोडं त्यांना खाजगी थोडंसं बोलायचंय ते सोडून जा.
Come please near Mataji.
Oh, I'm sitting there with the God and two extensive Sanskrit mantras. This is the center.
Mr. Shankarao Deshmukh, he is the gentleman who has started the center here, and he is the one who was in Koina who built that thing. He was there, and now he's come to another project here. He came here, and then he thought of building this house here, and here to start the center for surgery. So give him a hand. He is a very great man. He has been a very honest person in this irrigation department. You hardly find honest people, and he was very respectable, and everybody had great regard for him. And when he took to Sahaja Yoga, so many accepted it readily because they know he is a great person. So the quality of person is so great, and his Sahaja Yoga is in such a great manifestation that without calling anybody, without any advertisement, without anything, they all came in the morning. Just were sitting here, and I had to have this program. So that is how you should be. And this house is using for the our center. And this is his daughter, as you know, Mrs. Cabella, and they have other daughters. Today, these are also yoginis, and their husbands are Mr. Cabella. They are very great surgeons. He is the one who is coming there. They are very great surgeons, and her husband is Desai, you know him. They are the ones. Desai, And this is another gentleman who is the brother-in-law, and this is Mr. Desai, another son-in-law. They were in Rahuri, they got their realization in Rahuri, and now it has started here. Because of him, he is doing a very great job, and we have come to do the opening ceremony of this house. This is called as Vastushanti. It is to quieten the Vastu, the gods of the Mother Earth, you see, so that they look after the Mother. This is a place. So that's how we are here, and that's how the puja is going. So may God bless you. It's going to be a small, short puja, not much, only Ganesha's puja will be there. And then, after that, we'll have our food, and then we'll be going to Pola. Alright? May God.
जय श्री माताजी. आजच्या या सामूहिक ध्यानाकरिता श्री माताजी आपणास कोटी कोटी प्रणाम. आपण सर्व श्री माताजींना प्रणाम करून नतमस्तक करूया आणि बंधन घेऊया. जय श्री माताजी.